Hey everybody, this is Ron from Pangea, and every band has a couple of, at least a couple of, probably a lot more funny things that happen to them, like on the road when they're playing live, maybe in the studio. So I'm going to share a couple things that have happened with us for you guys today. So we'll talk about the Yucatan Liquor Stand here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We got this gig, like Andy cold called them, and it was a huge gig for us in the early 90s because like Saigon Kick had just played there and Asia was getting ready to play there, and we kind of fell like in between there. So, it was a big deal. It was like a bar restaurant kind of cabana thing, and they brought in a lot of people. So for us it was a big deal. We had like 3 or 4 hours of like original music at the time. And so we were going to be there for a hot minute. We get everything loaded up. We get to the Yucatan, we've got 6 guys in the band. So we've got, and at this time, nobody was running direct. So we had like 2 keyboard rigs, 1, 2, 3, 4 guitar rigs, bass rig, drum. We had a massive amount of gear. We carried our own, CS800 PVs with all of our board, and we carried our SP2s, and we had our own speakers and everything. So we were, at that time, it was all on us. It was a lot of big stuff. So we get there. And across the back of the stage, they have like, normal outlets for you to plug your stuff into. You can probably see where this is going. So we're like, if we start putting power strips down and plugging into this like one outlet behind the stage, we're going to overload this and we're going to kill it. So one of the guys, we'll blow it up, and the power will go off. So one of the guys was like, well, most bands hardwire in here in the kitchen. We've got this socket. We'll show you. So we go in the kitchen, and it's literally like the 2 wires coming out of the wall. And like bands like Asia or, like Saigon Kick, like I was saying, when they come through, they would have like an electrician or somebody that knew how to do that, and they would just hardwire right to that. Well, we're not going to do that because none of us want to like fry ourselves and die. So we just said, okay, we'll daisy chain like, 6 outlet electrical plugs across the back of the stage. And so we did. Everything comes on, we did our sound check and everything, and we start playing, and our first song is Always Wins Behind the Door. We get, X amount of the point to it, and as you probably already figured out, everything just shuts off. Everything, all the lights, everything. It's black, the power's gone. So we had to figure out. Unfortunately, we had 2 or 3 guys with us at the time that were our crew that were, pretty coherent, and they sprung into action really fast. They electrical corded from other parts of the building, replugged in stuff, not everything going to the one circuit and the one socket, and then, distributed the power equally. And we finished the rest of the show, like I said, for probably another 3 hours, easy, and we didn't have any problems after that. So it's just one of those things that, as a young band, you learn, like one of your first big gigs or something like that, you got to learn how to distribute your power, especially if you don't have people traveling with you that are like electricians and stuff like that can plug it in for you. So that's rule number 1, check your power.